Hello everyone, how are you doing? In Japan, many people are now on Obon holidays, but I guess more people are staying at home due to the coronavirus pandemic than usual, unfortunately. In this situation, as you probably know, some companies have introduced work from home or flex time system. Besides, I think there are quite a few people who are thinking of changing jobs during this period. Speaking of job changes, I conducted quite a few job interviews, especially in 2018 and 2019, partly due to the organizational changes. We used Zoom for meetings in this corona environment. I hope you'd refer to my findings and utilize them for your job interview. Well then, let's get started. I'd like to tell you what interviewers are thinking about during the interview. By knowing it, you will be able to answer accurately at the interview. Now, I'd like to announce the items in a ranking format, starting from the third. Again, this is my personal opinion, so please try to refer to other views as well. Also, today I'm focusing on 3 items, but I'm able to tell you much more than 3. So if you'd like to know more about what interviewers are really thinking, please leave a comment below. Okay, then firstly, the third place is that whether you can demonstrate your performance in your previous or current position and whether you can explain it objectively. If you're performing well, why? And also, why do you need to change your job while you're performing well? You can dig deep into the questions, such as whether the reward is not worth it, or if you have another job that you've always wanted to do. Furthermore, if you have had a post that you want to do. Why didn't you ever try it before? As the interviewer digs into your thought several times, they can understand your pattern of thinking. However, when I ask such questions, I'm devising the method of how to ask. For example, in my case, I would ask, "You seem to be very active and perform well in your previous or current position. Why are you considering changing jobs?" Like this. Next is the second place. Whether the content of the CV is true. For example, a vague expression such as, "I was involved in the work of blah blah blah." There is room for interpretation. In that case, an expectation gap may occur when working after joining the company. So I'd like to confirm more specifically what candidate did, how, and on what schedule, and what kind of emotion they had at the time. In some cases, I prepare a case problem and have it solved during the actual interview. And finally, the first place, whether the question is answered straightforwardly. If not, that would be a waste of time for both the interviewer and the candidate. And also, the interviewer assumes the candidate will act in the same way when working. So what do you think can be the background behind these 3 items? I will also pick up about 3 things about this matter. First and foremost is that the interviewer is busy anyway, especially if the person responsible for the department to which you will be assigned is conducting the interview. They take an additional time slot in addition to their regular daily work, so they are very time sensitive. The candidate will prepare various things and adjust the time to face the interview on the day. Similarly, interviewers often read documents in advance and think in advance what questions to ask. In the situation, if the candidate talks about a non-related topic for a long time, the impression on the candidate will be considerably worsened. Second, there is a critical point to know the interviewer has internal accountability. They have to explain to their boss. It may also be necessary to explain to their subordinates of the interviewer. These are because they are responsible for assessing a candidate's suitability through the interview and determining the appropriate compensation package, and for explaining the process. Again, they must be able to demonstrate why they chose the candidate. With that in mind, the more you can objectively explain the reason why they should choose you, the more you would be able to appeal to them successfully. From this point of view, if the candidate has a brilliant educational background, it is, of course, right to appeal to the educational experience to some extent. The reason is, as I said, it's easy to explain objectively as the reason why the interviewer chose the candidate. For example, if you have several candidates that have almost the same abilities, personality traits, etc., other than educational backgrounds, you usually would choose the one with higher education. Doing so is one of the ways of risk avoidance for interviewers. In addition to the educational backgrounds, if there are objectively appealing points such as sports activities and NGO activities, it should be clearly stated in your CV or conveyed in an interview. However, we want to keep in mind that such content is not the main topic. As a company or interviewer, they want to know how well a candidate can perform in the position or in the company they are recruiting. First of all, let's prepare to explain the essential points clearly. Finally, the interviewer is looking to see if the candidate's abilities, personality, etc. match the position. That is, they are also paying attention when candidates' skills are significantly higher than what they are looking for. Once again, the interviewers are busy anyway as they squeeze their time while doing their daily routine. If the company is considering a new initiative and is seeking new staff for reinforcement, there are maybe less time pressure. On the other hand, especially when it comes to recruiting for replacement, interviewers need to manage to hire even if they are swamped. To put it straight, interviewers don't want to spend too much time on replacements. They want to avoid that the candidate does not feel rewarding after joining the company and leaves the company in a short period of time. They might think this way: although I'm busy, I have to look for the replacement again. Because of this, interviewers often want to hire someone who will work for a long period. In other words, just because a candidate is superior in ability to other candidates does not necessarily mean that the candidate is selected. However, if the candidate is excellent, the company often introduces another position to you, even if they fail to be chosen for that position. So I don't think candidates have to deliberately align their abilities, experience, and personalities with the jobs they are looking for. Okay, I talked about the points of job interview today, especially what interviewers are thinking and their backgrounds. If you have anything else you would like to know about, please let me know in the comments below. I believe there are not so many opportunities to ask questions to people who are interviewers. Please take advantage of these opportunities. I will upload more videos about career development. If you also have a topic that you'd like me to cover on this channel other than career development, please leave a comment as well. And please subscribe to the channel. I can learn a lot from you as well, and that would be very nice. Thank you for watching today. See you next time.